I'm also a fan of Tempo Storm's draft leading into this one. They got what they wanted out of it, and they're on some serious comfort picks.
Yeah, it's definitely a draft that is a bit unorthodox for Fnatic, but there's also a bit of a surprise waiting for our analyst panel when they see who plays what. For now, for Tempo Storm, to the left, we have Glorang on Malthael, Fan on Tychus, Cattle on ATC, Psalm on Maiev, and Uther played by June. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tempo Storm!
Don't forget to keep that noise going for the Europeans with Fnatic on the red, with Breeze playing Tyrael, Sonic on the Genji, Mene playing Jaina, Bad Benny on Arthas, and Smexy playing Rhaegar.
So we have once again a mage for Mene playing Jaina here and putting Sonic on Genji. So the sub player that came in as Quarknix, the team captain, fell ill, is now trying to show us his Genji skills and going for the sneaky ninja. Tempo Storm has played a fantastic first game. They are in the lead, and now we're going to find out if they can make that a 2-0 lead over Fnatic.
Can they cement it? I love the way Tempo Storm were playing last game. And, well, until things kind of breeze happened, I guess, with that Diablo. But in terms of that, they understood the, I guess, strength of their draft by exposing that sort of early game that they had and that pressure, I guess, offered by the Abathur. It was so nice to see them take advantage of it. Very, very smart.
Yeah, it's really interesting also during the draft to see that Maiev once again went through. So Fnatic not really respecting her at this point. And they even had an opportunity to pick her in the last game and did not do that, which is interesting considering how much of an impact Mene had in the previous games yesterday.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was surprised that Mene picked the Jaina. We were discussing, I was thinking it might be Sonic. He played such a great Jaina game yesterday that I figured he'd do it again, but you were saying, no, Mene wants the Jaina. He has played it in the past, yes, but I just figured we still, as all the casters, as all of the analyst tests were saying, we still don't know the depth of Sonic's hero pool currently.
Nice invade here, by the way, at the camp, and now maybe even a kill for Tempo Storm as they are moving in, and they catch Breeze. He goes down. The attempt to go for the counter kill by Fnatic. Fan is low, and he might fall, and indeed he does. Tychus is eliminated, and Cattle slides out at the last moment. But at the end of the day, the camp's still stolen away by Tempo Storm, so a net gain for them.
A net gain, and as you said, it was nice of Fnatic to at least get a kill for their troubles. So they can clear out that early camp. There's not really going to be a lot of push potential, especially after that team fight, everyone needing to recover and heal.
You know, one of the interesting things about Sonic, by the way, is also that apparently he doesn't even watch a lot of competitive play. So he's, of course, very well versed when it comes to Hero League. He's the #1 Grandmaster in Europe. But when he came in, the one thing that really Mene found especially a little bit funny is he didn't know anybody. So at some point, JPL from Dignitas, he walks over with a bit of a swag and says, so you're the new guy, right? And Sonic's just like, oh yeah, hi, nice to meet you. Who are you? and JPL just stood there while the rest of Fnatic was just absolutely cracking up because Sonic had no idea.
That's pretty good. I mean, it does happen. And I mean, I myself have been sort of mistaken where people are like, oh, you know, I'm this person. I was like, you look so different from the picture on the screen of the TV of you. Sometimes, you know, real life is a bit different. But in terms of that, it's not hampering, I guess, his abilities. We've all praised Sonic on being able to come in at such short notice and play to this level.
Yeah, and he really did a great job already on the solo lane at the top, as we could see a bit earlier against Glorang here. But as you already said, he came in on Friday as the tournament was already running and came in very late to play with Fnatic here, and so far he's done a great job. But it was not enough to take Tempo Storm down on map 1. Maybe with the draft that they're showcasing here, going full Team Frost with Jaina and Arthas, they have a chance to turn things around. But of course, there's always Glorang to consider with his Medivh, with his Malthael, but this time he's in a bit of trouble. A 1 versus 4, not even Glorang can win this one.
He's bitten off more than he can chew, and there's nowhere to really escape with the Wraith Strike because you don't have the minions to jump away with. He just awkwardly tried to do a juke, but he was not going to go anywhere. And I mean, I like that you were touching on the Team Frost. What does that sort of entail? I mean, we know that Tempo Storm, they really do favor that melee-centric comp, even sometimes having full melee compositions. What's the best way of shutting that down? You draft a lot of CC that can slow that down in Kite.
And that's exactly what Fnatic is going to try and do here as they already attempt to take control of the Shrine. Now we have Tychus to consider. He has his level 4 now, which means that with the bigger they are, he can chunk down the front line, especially Arthas in this setup that Fnatic is running. So something that Benny has to be aware of.
Yeah, you just can't let him sit there and take free shots on you because you will get absolutely shredded. Similar to how he's doing onto Benny right now.
Yeah, nice move also by Catalyst. He was trying to go in, but barely missed the stun on the slide. Now Psalm finds himself slowed and damaged. Benny about to jump out, but Tempo Storm is definitely taking a bit of a punching here. Sonic moves in once again. Deflect just barely coming out. Catalog, Glorang low, but Fnatic also has to back off and tap at the well.
I mean, one thing as well we were questioning was that there was a Dahaka available. And we were like, will Tempo Storm pick it up? And we didn't see that really being prioritized by them.
Cattle in trouble. And here comes once again the Blizzard. And now ETC is down. That's the first kill, but the counter kill happens as Tyrell falls too. But the trade value against
Oh my
he
God.
survives. Maiev moves away. We have still the additional death of Glorang on Malthael. But how did Maiev get out of this one?
I mean, the damage was done, though. With Maiev, I guess, not falling, it just stems a little bit of the damages. They were able to cut their losses a bit short, but Fnatic secures his first objective.
Fnatic gets the first Punisher here, and now they can, of course, try and get some extra value. Also, when we're talking about Malthael, this is a very North American build that we're currently seeing here from Glorang. Very different from what Europe, for example, is playing. On a Pale Horse as the level 1 talent, then with a Die Alone and Massacre on level 7. But especially on a Pale Horse is something that North America is highly prioritizing. Fnatic now with the attempted push up at the top, and in the meantime we have them splitting out on the map. Sonic is playing it safe in the mid lane, currently soaking experience there against Tychus, and we see Tyrael at the bottom of the map. So Fnatic triple soaking the lanes while still getting a bit of value out of the Punisher to the top against the structures.
It was a really nice Punisher to push with as well. That Arcane Punisher, very, very strong. However, in the early game, with such a limited health pool, there's only so much you can do with it.
Yeah. Definitely. You can see it reflected in the experience lead Fnatic has. It is there, but it's not a huge one.
It's just like they sneezed and just got a little bit out of it, like, achoo.
Yeah, getting a little bit of extra experience here.
Alrighty, so if we turn our attention into that middle lane as well, you can see that Khazra camp pushing on up. I like when the camps are available, Fnatic are not afraid to take them, and that's similar to what Tempo Storm were doing in the last game. Anytime we saw the Sapper camp available, with how much wave clear they had, they were so happy to take the camps and use that constant pressure.
Yeah, one of the things that also besides the macro game that Tempo Storm plays here, as you mentioned it, is interesting to me later on is once we have the level 10 abilities. Because as our panel was already talking about, we have that mosh pit with very little in-drop potential. We have Malthael then coming in. How is Fnatic going to play that? We have Ring of Frost, very typical for the European meta. You try to go for the burst damage, whereas North America is going way more into water elemental plays. And outside of that, you have very normal heroic abilities for Fnatic. But now when you look at Tempo Storm, Odin secure the shrines, having Malthael here with the Tormented Souls as well. And then on top of that, the Warden's Cage and, of course, the Mosh Pit combo with the Divine Shield. Very scary synergy for Tempo Storm.
It is, and I mean, yesterday when we saw Glorang pick his Malthael, he took on Last Rites. This is him adapting, like you said, looking at what Psalm wants to do, being like, how can I achieve maximum damage and help you out? How will we get better synergy out of this team composition? And that's exactly why he's changed it up for today. Glorang is a very, very confident Malthael player. He's played him 10 times this year so far. And I guess he's, the leader in terms of just knowing that hero's limits because he just played so much of him.
Yeah, Malthael is one of those big differences between Europe and North America, where Europe just doesn't really have as much of a priority. But Glorang has been talking about it, that he feels even after the changes to Malthael, he is still strong, and he would argue that he's even stronger than before. So this is something he can showcase right now. We also have a bit of a change, by the way, on the build for Tyrael. We've been talking about Swift Retribution in the last game, and Greymane was a huge part of the composition that Fnatic played. This time we have Reciprocate taken, which is way more common, at least in Europe, when we talk about Tyrael builds. So changing it up a bit, just simply because of the composition itself caters more towards the talent.
Yeah, both teams, they're looking at what they're facing and they're saying, all right, how can we get the best advantage of our talents? And that's exactly what they're there for, Caldo. So it's a really nice pickup by yourself.
Also, by the meantime, we have nearly a completed quest on level 1. Well, there we have it. Already Jaina being done with the Fingers of Frost here. And that is, of course, going to increase the damage output that we're seeing on Mayna's side. And that one-shot potential is definitely there. So June needs to be careful. That Divine Shield is going to be such an important tool in all of the fights to come because he needs to be ready when Fnatic is attempting to go for the kill.
Oh, there's so many ways he can use it as well. He can make the holy cow, making the mosh pit pretty much uninterruptible, sorry, as well as same with the tormented souls to make sure that all the damage isn't really coming on out. But they do have that sanctification ready to go as well, which negates so much of the wombo.
Catalyst already there. Here comes the ring, and they're going for it, but the Divine Shield comes out, and the mosh pit follows. The death of Cattle would make this a 1 versus 1, but already the double kill against Fnatic. Tyrael explosion, not getting any value, but at least ETC fell. It's not going to be enough for Fnatic, though. They're down to 3 heroes, and Tempo Storm is still in full control of the Shrine.
These fights are being decided just by the tiniest of margins. I'm getting so worried. And I feel like if they didn't have the Tyrael in their draft, Fnatic would be in such a world of trouble.
Yeah, at this point, also another point, not only Tyrael here. Tyrael did never get Sanctification off, which is another big issue here. And that is one of those game-changing ults that you can have in these fights to somehow turn them around. But with Sanct not going through, with Ancestral not being there in time, all of a sudden you could see them struggle. The first kill came in, and it comes down to that combo of Divine Shield and Mosh Pit that just was absolutely on point to save ETC from dying.
Yeah, that lockup that they had, like I said, it really gave Tempo Storm the advantage in that team fight, but the fact that Sanctification wasn't used and Fnatic had such a close fight, that's what worries me.
Yeah, it's definitely when everything hits, Fnatic has their chances to get kills here, especially if that one-shot potential through Jaina finds the kill. But at this point, Tempo Storm has taken the lead. They're nearly a level ahead. They're a bit behind in kills, but at the end of the game, it's not about how many kills you got, it's about how many structures and how many cores you took down. So let's see if Fnatic can bring this back, as Tempo Storm is once again trying to acquire macro control through the camps.
Cattle trying to force them off this camp here. Ring of Frost does go out, does connect, sorry, but no follow-up.
Sanct is in there, and they're trying to fight. Tempo doesn't have heroics, Ancestral comes through. Here comes once again Odin, and we see the attempt to go for the fight, but the Divine Shield is back just in time to save Cattle. ETC a bit low, but we see Fnatic move out, and Tempo Storm, they steal the camp.
Forcing Fnatic off that. Sonic almost lost his life there as well. That would have then given them even more pressure to push in with this Khazra camp. Well, you can already see Glaurung getting busy using On a Pale Horse to push out the lanes, almost like a Dahaka would.
Yeah, and also Sonic never really got into a position where he could work with his own ult here too much. For Tempo Storm, it was actually a close call on a lot of these cooldowns. They were still on cooldown when the fight started. A lot of them came offline just in the nick of time for them to be utilized. But now we have still at 1 level lead, and it's all about the next shrine. Once that we have Tempo Storm hitting 16, Fnatic does not want to engage into these team fights. And this could really snowball out of Fnatic's control.
We've seen Tempo Storm in that last game when they did have a little bit of that lead. They managed to then expand it a little bit more. So even if they did have a little bit of a slip up, they had that cushion that I was saying to fall back on. That's what they're trying to do here. And level 16 will do exactly that. Fnatic will then be forced to play quite passively until they get 16 of their own. So their best chance is to take a fight before that all-important 16 is unlocked.
Definitely. And in the meantime, while the teams are looking for the experience, they're of course also looking to complete these quest talents. Big power spikes that we have for the teams. Prog is on 16 out of 20 stacks on the side of Cattle. And we have Mena another 3,000, 4,000 actually hit damage points away from getting his own ice block here. Whereas with Arthas, we're still waiting for him to complete the Frost Present. He has the 11 stacks, so he already gets the first 2 quest rewards, but still waits for the final one. And Frozen Waste is currently sitting at 97 out of 150 stacks. But Fnatic is not going to have that ready for the next big fight here. And Tempo Storm is about to hit that 16. And now the question remains, will Fnatic be able to get the experience in time to fight for the Punisher?
Is that just Glaurung dancing by the tower? Is that what we just saw?
Yeah.
Malthus.
I mean, he needs to be safe. They don't have vision, so there's still Fnatic trying to hide vision, and Glaurung knows that he could be taken down here. But I like this move a lot by Fnatic right now, because they know that they can at least get a little bit of structure damage in, and if they take the fort down, they would also close the experience gap enough. And so far, Tempo Storm really hasn't made that move for the Shrine, because it's just now activating. So Fnatic is actually getting a lot of XP here, and will be able to contest it if they want to.
Yep, Fnatic, this was, I guess, the advantage that they wanted, putting that pressure onto Glaurung in that top lane. I mean, I was laughing because the camera was on him, but there was really intent behind that. He wanted to play safe. Now he can take the camp of his own, so that Shaman camp will be pushing on down. This now, however, means that he needs to rotate in time for this team fight.
Yeah, Glaurung isn't here yet and is now about to come in, but Fnatic is starting to take a few of these stacks away from Tempo Storm, and we're waiting for the combos again. Here comes Benny, going for the ghouls, and Odin is popped on the side of Tempo Storm.
As is the Tormented Souls, looking to see if he can get some value out of it. Being forced out of this fight, they cannot collapse just yet.
Benny, the ring comes in. Sanctification, misclick here, used in the backline. And we have Fnatic going in, but Genji is already dead. And Jaina completing the crest. Is that going to be enough? Uther falls. Is he the only one, though? The kill on the Fnatic side as we have Genji and Jaina both fall. And Tempo keeps their heroes alive for now. Even some surviving, but probably not surviving the explosion of Tyrael, and indeed he does.
Lol jokes, Warden was up is what he's saying. See you later.
Breeze with a mistake here. He actually used Sanctification in the backline. The idea there was to jump in with Eldrunes, then use Sanctification, and that would have allowed Genji to just absolutely slice away. And Genji dying this early without doing enough damage allowed Tempo Storm to survive here, and you could see how close it was. But this is the second time now that Sanctification hasn't hit properly. It is the second big time that Fnatic loses. They can't afford any more of these plays or they're going to lose game number 2.
You pretty much summarized it in a nutshell, right? So much of the play, and depending on that team fight success, is on Sanctification, so you cannot afford to misclick it. And Breeze, I feel like he'd just be disappointed in himself for just dropping it so early. It was just a matter of, I guess, the positioning as well as the timing of it, right?
It's a problem. I mean, there are a lot of interrupts available against it, so he wants to make sure that he has it really frame perfect so that it can't be interrupted, but it's really difficult. And now Tempo Storm, they are moving in, they have the 2-level lead and they want the keep here and they're likely to get it, but Fnatic is still fighting back. Once again, the ring is in. Not enough damage yet on ETC, and once again, Odin is popped. Tempo Storm, if they get kills here, they might go for game.
There was a great cleanse there as well by Jun to make sure that they could still keep powering on, but the cleanse of their own goes on to Bad Benny. That Punisher's still healthy. They've gotten the keep. That's what they were looking for. However, Fnatic, they're seeing if these guys want to overstay, because then they could get an advantage out of it.
Fnatic is really trying to force a fight here, and Tempo Storm is playing it smart, and I really like the way they are making these calls now. They were tempted to go for a core here. They are half level away from 20. The Punisher is still pushing in, and they get the keep. Fnatic even losing points on the core right now, but Tempo Storm says, boys, let's play this safe. We have a 2-level advantage here. All we have to do is back off now, get 20, and then control the map again. We can try to backdoor at any point. We can try to go for the next Punisher. So very smart play by Tempo Storm.
They just don't want to throw away their lead, and they know how easy that can be done. And Fnatic was sensing that as well. Just also posturing, saying that we're not going to let you end the game. If you try to overstay, we're happy to take the fight. You don't have 20 yet.
I also think that Fnatic didn't realize how much damage that Punisher would do to the core.
Yeah,
sacrificing 35 points is pretty rough. And at this point, Fnatic just can't afford to lose another battle. And again, I have to once more state that Tempo Storm's decision-making here was spot on, and that is not something we've seen from North American teams at past offline events a lot. So I really like the way that they are playing the safe and just making sure that they are running the next few team fights with a big advantage. Not engaging, not forcing anything, just saying, boys, let's play the safe, wait a little bit longer, and once we have Storm talents, we'll control the map.
Talking of playing safe as well, Glaurung, he's always just been so safe. After that first pick in the early game, I guess he's just been so much more careful, trying to read the map, see what he can sort of push, and he's been using the Fog of War so effectively to arrive late in those team fights to open up with the Tormented Souls, meaning that I guess it gives him more window of opportunity to try and catch him unaware.
Yeah, Arthur's is scouting out what's happening here. They're still trying to force a bit of a battle. Fnatic at some point will have to force a disadvantageous fight. And they showed in the last game already that they can pull it off. Benny with a flank coming in from the side. They're trying to go for Cattle. Cattle is low and he is down. ETC is dead. Fnatic not giving up here. The cage comes out and Breeze this time with the sanctification that they needed. But Glaurung is in the backline and this fight is not over. Once again, here comes Genji. Tyrael is down. Can they get enough damage in? They can. Malthael falls and the double is Uther dies as well. Sonic, he's a beast. He pops off. He gets the second kill. They take them out. Uther gonna be back in a moment, but Jaina is already dead and Tempo Storm is not done yet. Fan, the big red button is not enough and he dies. Malthael is back to business. Smexy is low. He's trying to keep Bad Benny alive. June is low but still in play and Glaurung on the chase. Benny once again with a quick attempt to lock him down and he's able to move out. But oh my god, what a fight!
That was such a good fight for Fnatic. Finally, things went in their favor. We could see with the Genji resets, once one fell, that's all it really took. The rest of them crumbled like dominoes before him. Glaurung forced to use No One Can Stop Death to come back in time to really stall and, I guess, stem any further losses that they might have had.
Him using his 20, him using his Storm talent saved Uther. June died. He already used his 20. He already had to, in this case, burn the cooldown of his level 20 Talent of Redemption. And I mean, without Malthael, he's just gonna die once again. And barely did Benny survive there. If Malthael chases him down and we have another stagger death on Fnatic's side, that could have been lights out. But with all those kills, Fnatic has taken the experience for level 20, and now it all comes down to this shrine up at the top.
Fnatic, with that team fight, caught right back up, so it's still anyone's game. However, what's in, I guess, not their court is the fact that they've got that constant catapult pressure down in the bottom lane because of the keep awarded. The shrine is in that top lane.
And Smexy needs to cancel the B, and he does. Because Tempo Storm was playing with vision. I really like that. But at this point, Glorung is going in. They need the Divine Shield for him in a second if they don't pay attention. Big Bad Battery is used. Fan with the damage output. Benny in the middle of things, in the thick of things, trying to survive here. Mene, the damage comes in as he uses Blizzard once again. Here comes ETC, popping his ult, but also Sonic is trying to slice and dice away against the hit point pool of Tempo Storm. They're going in. Here comes the tether. Arthas is down. Tyrael is dead. And Sonic himself is about to fall here, barely dashing out, but Tempo Storm, they go in and get the double kill.
It's so unfortunate the Ancestral Heal by Smexy was so well connected with Sonic, but they just didn't have enough damage. They wanted that one reset, and you could see how much Jun on that Uther was stalling that, making sure that they got enough healing to prevent that. It really hampers Genji if he can't get that kill.
And right now, Fnatic just pushing out the bot lane. They are waiting for Tyrael to come back. They are waiting for the front line, for Arthas. But they're trying to make sure that there are no catapults pushing through the bot. And Tempo Storm now, they are of course in a position where they are trying to end the game. They want to finish this. They have an Arcane Punisher. It doesn't get any better than that.
They don't just have an Arcane Punisher, they have John Cena, and this is NA. They're getting like NA forces on their side now.
Yeah, right now we have Sonic trying to bait him in. Actually, really smart play here by Sonic, buying a little bit more time. That was fantastic on his side, making sure that they have more time for Tyrael and Arthas to come back. So a smart little play by him, moves out, doesn't risk too much. Glorung was already trying to catch him in the rotation, but that didn't happen. That keep is gonna fall. The question is, will the fight go to Tempo Storm? Will they be able to finish the game here? The chances are good that they will end it, but Fnatic is here to fight once again.
Sam trying to see if he can make a play. The Ring of Frost does not connect with anyone that they can collapse onto. Jun, he's happy to heal himself up in that lane, but that Arcane Punisher, he's marching towards that core now.
Sonic in the back line right now, already the stun against Breeze. He needs the Sank. He goes in, he's trying to not drop it just yet. They need the position for it. The Punisher is also still there. He drops the Sank just so that they can try and defend, but Smexy is down as Maiev goes in, and this is going to be game number 2 as we have Tempo Storm taking Fnatic down on Infernal Shrines.